Here's a clip that I haven't shared from that trip, where God builds on why he became a police officer.
So I've been to see Cypher God for 24 years now, guys, since I was 9 I was born. You know what I mean? And what made me deal with that, what made me decide to deal with that was, a lot of times we'll complain about certain things and we don't agree with this, we don't agree with that, and we don't like what we see. So, I was always taught that if you didn't like what you see, change the way you're looking at it, you know what I mean? And a lot of times, if the change that you want to see or the change that you're talking about, sometimes you got to become that change, you got to be that change. You know what I mean? That was number one. Number two, I never, growing up as a kid, and everybody's story is different, but in my neighborhood, guy, we didn't know any police officers personally that we could aspire to be like. You know what I mean? Like, the only time we had contact with the police, we get get thrown up on the wall, getting ran through. You know what I mean? So now I'm like, when I'm at work, I'm making my business to approach the babies. You know what I mean? That's just about anybody teaching the babies. You know what I mean? But this, striking up a conversation and developing a rapport with them. You know what I mean? So that way, on a personal level, not on some, you got anything on you, put their hands on them and running through them. You know what I mean? It's about having somebody to look up to want to be like. If that's the decision that they want to make, if that's the career path that they want to take, you know what I mean? They can have somebody they can ask certain questions, or if they're in trouble, they can have somebody to go to. You know what I mean? So forth and so on. You know what I mean? So that was one of the things, or one of the reasons that took me in that direction. You know what I mean? We say that God is seen and heard everywhere, and you got to be a part of everything. You know what I mean? You got to be a part of everything, God. So, and I've been doing this and then I've been able to help, gods and earths. I've been able to help out tremendously in certain situations, to where as though, me making a phone call or me pulling up on something kind of changed the direction of that whole situation, that whole cipher. You know what I mean? So I got this thing where I say the only person who don't want to hook up is the person who can't get a hookup. That's the only person that don't want to hook up, guy. You know what I mean? Other than that, we all want to be put in a situation where as though if something's going down, and the officer can use discretion, because there's going to be certain situations where the officer's not going to be able to use discretion, where he has no choice but to take you in and book you and process you and so forth and so on. But if there's a situation where he can use discretion and he has somebody such as myself where he can extend that courtesy to, you know what I mean, then we're going to do that. And I'm going to do it on the strength of the nation, regardless of whom or what. You know what I mean? If you're wrong, we'll deal with that later. We'll build about that later. But right now, let's get you out of this. You know what I mean? So, and that's what it is, God. You know what I mean? So, it's been a blessing for me, God. It's been a blessing for me, and I just utilized the opportunity to come in contact with babies. You know what I mean? And even though we're about teaching the babies, but we also about teaching the uncivilized as well. You know what I mean?
If Mecca did this.
To see the entire complete film that these segmented clips come from, join 7 on Demand. Add on with me as we take our media to the next level.